Gotta turn that on. Properties. Properties. Hello. Hey. Hey. What's going on here? Man. It's a nice little storm. It's a nice little storm. Sheesh. Holy smokes. Jeez. This is a serious storm right now. Pushing through Minneapolis, Ada, Delphos. Where are we even? Kansas. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. Holy smokes. I mean, the radar's reading 80. I mean, let's see this. 70 mile per hour. I'm surprised we're not seeing. Are we not seeing 80 mile per hour severe thunderstorm warnings in here? These severe thunderstorm warnings lately have been so weird. You know what I think's happening? Let me actually look at this. Hey, the meteorologist kid. I appreciate that. Let me actually see what's going on here. Never seen. Wait, never seen you with a beard before? You mean a mustache? Because I always have a beard. I trimmed it. I trimmed it. You know? Appreciate that, meteorologist kid. Yeah. Yeah, I just trimmed the beard. That's why. What is going on with these warnings? Do I have long fuse warnings on? Is that what's going on? Man, I guess there's just a lot going on. The way the warnings are just overlapping are weird. Let me actually pull up weather-wise and take a look at what the heck's going on. See how that looks on weather-wise. Is it a mess on weather-wise too? Yeah, I mean, it's a mess on weather-wise too, I guess. Okay, so yeah. All right, fair enough. I would like these to be actually to stay highlighted. I wonder if that's something I can adjust. Line. Okay, so you can do line thickness. Don't really need that. One is good. Tornado warning. Oh, okay. So this is good. You can actually change these. Okay. That's good. Extreme wind. That's good. Severe okay, see, extreme wind needs to be a little bit more. I feel like extreme wind needs to be a little bit darker because it's really hard to tell. All right. Doesn't need to be that. Let's get extreme wind a little bit darker, so I can actually see the difference. All right. 80 mile per hour winds right in there. Okay. All right, the rest of these look good. That's fine. What's going on, everyone? Pretty impressive look. Look at this. This storm is firing off. This storm is reaching into the upper atmosphere right at the end of this run right here. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Headed towards Salina, Kansas. My goodness. This storm's doing pretty good up here as well. This storm's starting to fire off eastern Colorado. Let's take a look at that real quick as well. Let's switch our radar. Sadie, what's poppin'? Hopefully the music isn't too loud. You guys can probably barely even hear it. Yasmin, I appreciate you. All right, so we got some storms out here. 70 mile per hour winds. 2-inch hail. Shouldn't have to double click these. I just want to be able to mouse over and see these. I think Weatherfront just started a Discord channel. I'm gonna give them some of my 2 cents. Love Weatherfront, but there's some things I'd change. There you go. That precipitation, those water droplets are reaching way up into the atmosphere. Look at this. Especially down here. Holy smokes. That is a storm right there. Yeah, that is a storm right there for sure. This one in particular, this cell right here, headed out towards Brookville, Ellsworth. Everyone out ahead of this Salina. Should be in shelter. Not seeing, I mean, there's some couplets in here. Couplet in here, couplet in here. So, not a very clear couplet, but there's rotation in here, so I think people should be in a safe spot right now out here. Take a look at the latest wind gusts. Yeah, this is definitely behind. We're getting stronger wind gusts than this. This is the real-time mesoscale analysis. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 100+ mile per hour wind gusts with this storm. We do have this, our storms are moving through our tornado risk zone right now. And our SIG 2 risk zone. So, derecho type winds are possible in here. Let's take a quick look at the MRMS. This is what's going on around the country. Oh, nice little surface. Look at this surface low spinning out here through Kentucky. Look at this. This is like a land tropical storm. What is look at this thing. Wow, that is interesting. Holy smokes. You can see the vorticity on that. Let's go to the local radar. Look at this thing spin. Someone's going to be posting this on Twitter. I just know it. If I wasn't live streaming, I'd be posting this on Twitter right now. Look at this thing. It's like a land tropical storm. You want to get some interactions on X? Post this. Holy crap. That is really cool. Look. You can see the tail. It's like it has the eye. This is just like a crazy broad area of rotation. Really intense surface low. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I gotta look at that one more time. That is such a weird feature. It literally looks like a tropical storm making landfall. It's a clear rotation all the way around. With the center that doesn't really have. With the center that's pretty clear, like an eye would be right here. With the center that's staying clear the whole way. That is very, very interesting, and you can almost see it. It's like outer bands. It's literally like a surface tropical storm. It's cool. Or a inland tropical storm. What time will it hit Lawrence, Kansas? This is good. This is why I have... let's pull up weather-wise. Let's take a look at Lawrence, Kansas. I should know where Lawrence, Kansas is, right? Right out there to the west of Kansas City. It's quite a ways away. Let's see. How fast is this storm moving right now? I wish they would put it right there, but that's fine. 40 miles per hour. Okay. So let's track it. Let's move it at 40 miles per hour. Let's go point to point out towards Lawrence. Yep. That's not what we want to do. We want to go, let's track. If this does actually make it out here, out towards Lawrence, speed 40 miles per hour, it's about 2.5, 3 hours. 2.5, 3 hours out from Lawrence. But this isn't moving directly east. You can kind of see it's kind of moving, and it's getting another kind of frontal boundary here, frontal MCS, with this bow echo behind it. So it could get there in 2 hours if we continue to see this feature developing ahead of our main bow echo. Do we have a tornado warning now? We do. We do.
All right. Love that.
Let's check it out. There's our couplet. Right there. Do we have anything on CC? No really clear CC drop. Not a super tight couplet, but there's clearly some localized rotation right in here, just to the northeast of Kip. And this is moving east at 25 miles per hour. So severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near New Cambria, or 10 miles east of Salina, moving east at 25 miles per hour. So that's what's going on with that. Let me actually split this back up to MRMS so everyone can see what's going on. There we go. Severe thunderstorm warning now down there in southwestern Kentucky. Let me change this real quick to whatever you guys can see the best. Give me a second. See the best on this small screen. I think I should make the lines in between states a little bit darker so people can actually see them. I might try that. Let me try this real quick. State lines with maximum. All right. Just leave it at this for now. So you guys can see those state lines. Considerable damage, severe thunderstorm warning. If you're out here near Abilene,
new information.
Enterprise,
Thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Holland, please take shelter. Lowest level in your home. If you have a storm shelter, get in there. If you have a basement, get in there. You can actually see this. This is definitely a tornado. Look at this inflow. The tornado would be right here. This actually looks like looks like a CC drop that's just out of place. And taking a look at our velocity, there it is. Yep, there it is. The reflectivity is a little bit out of place, and the CC drop. It's right here. It's moving east. This is probably on the ground. Have they called this observed yet? Have they called this observed yet? There's your inflow. Forward flanking downdraft, rear flanking downdraft. That's a tornado right there. Well, I don't know why this is starting back so far. How far back is this starting? 5.
Attention.
I don't know why this is starting 4 hours back. Let me see if I can get that fixed. The radar shouldn't be going back that far. 1 hour. Can I get this fixed? Why is this starting so far back? Look at all those chasers. I don't understand. This should not be starting that far back. My radar is starting 4 hours ago. Like, you see how it's loading in? I guess it's time for another Dre show, because why not? I know, right? Does anyone who's used Weatherfront know how to, I thought I knew everything. Apparently not. Know how to, this is just affecting apparently the MRMS, how far back it goes. The duration, 1 hour. I need this to affect my actual radar. A little annoying, but that's okay. Definitely a tornado, or, I mean, I'd say there's a good chance there's a tornado on the ground right here, like I said, though. So, still, headed east. Navarre, Enterprise, Abilene, Holland. You guys should be in shelter. Do I think there will be a big hurricane this season in Texas, Louisiana? I think we'll probably get at least one decent... I think we'll get one or two hurricanes in the Gulf. Will they make landfall? Will they get shredded to pieces by our strong El Nino. I don't know, but we have some very, very warm water in the Gulf, and that warm water's deep, so there's kind of unlimited fuel for these storms to tap into if they can find, if low pressure, a tropical low with convection can float into the Gulf at the right time when that wind shear is kind of letting off. Yeah, we could have some significant. We'll have to see. Look at this bow echo out here as well. This is, let me try something here. You know what I think it is, guys? One of these is probably too far back. Let me see. Let's go. Let me adjust the settings on this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go, and I'm just going to switch it to, we're going to go back to one screen, and let's see if that fixes it. It's still.
Attention, a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
It's a little better. That's a little better.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has
Let's
been
see if I go 30 minutes. Okay, so now it's actually working. Interesting. Now it's actually working. Okay. What we'll do is... All right, we're going to cover all of these storms. We've got a lot of things going on, so we'll cover each one. Our most significant severe thunderstorms. Let's get something up here.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
There we go. Appreciate the follow. Salina, Kansas tornado. Yep, we're covering it. It's right down here. We are covering it. It's right here. Moving east very slowly, about 20 miles per hour. It's way, way, way east of Salina. So Salina is kind of in the clear. I mean, not really in the clear. You have an extremely powerful bow echo with 80 plus mile per hour winds about to roll through Salina. So be inside. But that tornado warning is to your east. Now, there is rotation here. There's some pretty significant rotation happening in here. So I'm a little bit concerned about a spin up again. Let's take a look at the velocities. You can see that right in here. A lot of violent rotation happening right in here. So I am concerned about that. So Salina needs to be in shelter, and all the surrounding areas there need to be in shelter. Missouri. What's going on over in Missouri? Not much. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful night in Missouri. Salina, get into shelter, please.
New information. This severe thunderstorm.
Right now it just looks like straight line winds, but there is a lot of rotation happening here. Broad rotation, local rotation. We could get another tornado warning out here. We could get another one very shortly. This needs to be... Let me fix something real quick. That should be there. Here's what's going on. There's our storm in Kansas. Here's Colorado right now, down in the bottom left. You got storms up in Nebraska. Actually, we'll do this. This is northwestern Nebraska. We'll set this up so I actually understand where I am. Northwestern Nebraska, southwestern Nebraska, Colorado, and Kansas. These are all pretty strong thunderstorms. The most significant severe weather right now is rolling through the Salina region, so central Kansas. Nice little thunderstorm out in Kentucky as well. This is sort of turning into a bow echo. Again, this is that like crazy land tropical storm feature. Strong winds in here. I mean, these are yeah, I mean 70+ mile per hour velocities. What do they have right here? 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds. Tor pause. They might increase this to 70 mile per hour winds. This is kind of bowing right now out towards Hopkinsville, Crofton, and Madisonville, Kentucky. Actually, let me switch back over so you guys can see. Kentucky, southwestern Kentucky. This is, you're starting to see this bow. Pretty strong straight line winds about to move through Hopkinsville, Crofton, Madisonville, and everyone in between southwestern Kentucky. But Lewis, I appreciate you. Thank you. Ottawa, Kansas later tonight. Yeah, these storms are going to be moving off to the east. We can take a look at really quickly. Let's hop in and go to the latest HRRR. We'll take a look. We'll take a look at the. Let's take a look at the. Yeah, let's take a look at the O1Z. All right, this is what the latest HRRR thinks. Getting into around 11 Central. Storms aren't moving very fast. Midnight, 1 a.m. Central. 1 a.m. Central. So Ottawa, getting pretty close there, and then 2 a.m. So we could have damaging storms pushing across the Missouri border. 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. That's kind of the timing there. Right. 11, 12, 1, 2, could be something like that. Salina, make sure you're taking shelter. Damaging winds are about to roll through. And there's just a lot of rotation in here. There could be a tornado embedded in there somewhere. It does look like we may have a tornado on the ground. Ooh. Actually, interesting little CC drop right here. Let me see if that correlates with anything. There is a tiny bit of a couplet here. Yeah, that's probably correlating with this. Yeah, I think we may actually have a tornado on the ground there. This guy's freaking close. He's in a sketchy spot. Again, this is moving out east. So towards somewhere between Holland and Abilene. Hopefully it stays south of Abilene, north of Holland. Inflow. This could be a tornado on the ground right there to the northeast of Kip.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Uh-oh. Yep. That's for right here. 80 mile per hour observed winds and 1 inch hail. So destructive damage threat, severe thunderstorm warning. Now for Salina.
New information.
All the way down to, let me turn this off, all the way down to Claflin, Bushton, Lindsborg. So, let's take a look at this. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 10 Central. For northwestern McPherson, northern Rice, southern Ellsworth, northeastern Barton, and Saline counties. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 5 miles northwest of New Cambria and 8 miles northwest of Marquette to 6 miles north of Claflin, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. These are destructive storms. For Kannapolis Lake, Salina, and other portions of northwestern McPherson, Saline, Ellsworth, Rice, and Barton counties. 80 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Trained weather spotters measured 76 mile per hour wind gusts at 9:05 p.m. Central Time, 9 miles north of Brookville. So, damaging storm right now moving through Salina. Am I safe to go to bed near that Kentucky storm? This is. I mean, we could get a tornado off of this. This is likely just a straight line wind threat, so you should be okay. There's a Tor pause in here. Have your alerts on. It's pretty strong surface low. It's kind of acting like how tropical systems do. self-running engine. It's feeding off all the warm air around it. So have your alerts on out here. Right now, only 60 mile per hour, which is interesting. 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds. I think they might be a little bit stronger than that. We'll see if we get an upgrade. Once again, we do have some other storms up here, northwestern Nebraska. Some strong storms. 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds with 1 to 2 inch hail out towards Scottsbluff Alliance. Southwestern Nebraska, 60 mile per hour observed winds. So these are observed. 60 mile per hour observed winds about to move through Imperial, Grant, and Agalala. Agalala. I think I said that right. All right, and then down here, we're in northeastern Colorado, out in the middle of nowhere. These storms are heading out east towards Goodland, northwestern Kansas. 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds, 1.5 inches observed hail. And then, of course, we know what's happening down here in the bottom right corner. Paying attention to this right now because this is where we could see. This is where we could see a full-on derecho take effect. We do have what looks like a tornado on the ground right here, out to the east of Salina, to northwest of Holland, southwest of Abilene. Look in Arkansas. What's going on in Arkansas? Not much is happening in Arkansas. This is crazy. This thing is crazy. Look at this lonely, severe thunderstorm up here. There's a really interesting feature on here. I don't know if this is going to show it. Let me see. No, we'll stay on here for now. Is Ohio seeing any severe weather this week? Potentially. Potentially. Yeah. Crazy. We already have an enhanced risk out here. Slight risk for northwestern Ohio, but an enhanced risk out here through portions of Minnesota, day 4, Thursday. We're probably going to get a severe threat out here on Friday and potentially out here Saturday. Now, originally, the jet stream was looking like it was going to stay way north, but it has dove into the south in the latest updates. Take a look at the latest Rufus. Just for our jet stream. And now we take a look at the 500 millibar jet. What's happening this weekend? Will it get to this weekend? We'll go to the GFS. And here we go. Friday. There you go. You have some short waves developing directly over Ohio, actually. So, and then moving up through Pennsylvania, upstate New York. Some more potential short waves out here. So, Friday severe threat, potentially. You can see these kinks in the jet stream beginning to form. Then moving into Saturday. Yeah, this could be severe weather out here. Could be. Looking at the 850. Some decent low-level winds as well. Look at this. Look at this on Friday.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
All right, let's get back to the severe weather. Significant severe weather pushing through central Kansas right now. Do we still have a potential tornado on the ground out here? It looks like we do. Potentially a very strong tornado on the ground, actually. 90 mile per hour velocities on there. Hopefully this is wrong. This 122 mile per hour reading right there. That's probably just
this
a...
severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
We've got the velocity showing 122 miles per hour in there. I think that's a little bit... I think that's the radar just messing with us. But this is a severe 80 mile per hour observed winds through this area. Again, that includes Salina down towards Lindsborg, out towards Bushton, Geneseo. Trying to see if there's this is really hard to tell if we have any sort of other couplet in here. But I wouldn't be shocked if this was on the ground out here. Still have that inflow region. So northwest of Holland, southwest of Abilene. Again, I think there's a tornado on the ground there. Minneapolis Wednesday? Yeah.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has
Sadie, what's poppin'? Minneapolis Wednesday could get crazy. All right, really quickly, everyone, just make sure, please, if you're out here in central Kansas, Lyons, McPherson, up towards Manhattan, make sure you're staying updated right now. Here, I'll talk about Wednesday real quick. Well, tomorrow's crazy as well. There's our day 2. We've got a ridiculously large... we have a SIG wind risk from New Mexico to Canada. Okay? So, it's large. Pretty significant tornado threat. From Kansas all the way up through Canada as well. That 2%, but that 10% SIG 1 is up there. Now, getting into day 3, things get extra spicy. Large 30% SIG risk that encompasses pretty much Des Moines, Davenport, up through Milwaukee, up through Duluth, down to Minneapolis, this whole area. And taking a look at the latest, the HRRR isn't going to show us far enough out yet. I'll try really quickly, actually, just because I don't feel like doing math in my head, does it, on the 00Z. Just about.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
So the HRRR doesn't have storms initiating until right when they pass Minneapolis. Notice.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
That's where the line is. So the HRRR has Minneapolis missing out on these storms completely. The HRRR, or the Rufus, doesn't agree. The Rufus, at least the Rufus, the Rufus thinks these storms are initiating west of Minneapolis, and we have a absolutely monstrous MCS pushing right through the Twin Cities metro. Who's going to be right, the HRRR or the Rufus? Well, hopefully for Minneapolis' sake, the HRRR. The Rufus is violent. This is absolutely violent if the Rufus is correct. And the Rufus still sees this. This is the 18Z. This would just be not good for the Minneapolis metro all the way down. This would be bad from Duluth all the way down to South Minnesota. But the Rufus likes to overconvect and get crazy sometimes. So, yeah, the Rufus is doing just absolutely wild things. And look what the Rufus does on Thursday, too. Like, holy smokes. If the Rufus were correct for Wednesday and Thursday, these would probably go high. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Updraft helicity tracks all... I mean, this, you'd hope the Rufus is... The Rufus overconvex, the HRRR underconvex. We'll see who's going to be right, but I got to look at the updates tomorrow morning.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
I do want to take a look at what's happening, actually. Look at our jet. This is crazy to look at.
Attention. A new special weather statement has been issued.
Just crazy to look at. Wednesday, insane jet streak with significant shortwaves directly through Minneapolis, Eau Claire, Rochester, southeastern Minnesota, central to northwestern Wisconsin. And then this looks even crazier the next day, right? This whole area here looks wild at the 500 millibar level and then 850. Again, just wild. But that's the Rufus doing Rufus-like things. All right, let's get back to the severe weather coverage. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if we're still seeing that look in the morning. But right now it looks wild. It looks like a high-risk day. The Rufus makes both those days look like a high-risk day. 5 out of 5. Do we still have a tornado potentially down here? It looks like we may on the ground just to the east of Kip and northwest of Holland. Stay in shelter if you're out here, guys. This could be actually our CC drop right here. Looks like on the reflectivity, it's right here. CC, it's normal for the CC drop velocity and reflectivity to not perfectly match each other, but this does look like we may still have a tornado on the ground right here. Violent winds still moving across this region as well.
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Those brighter colors you see on this right screen, those are
This flash flood warning has been up.
those are higher velocity winds. So you can see where you have this spin out here. This is where we think this tornado is on the ground, specifically right here. And then obviously you can see some pretty damaging winds back here as well. You had some pretty good rotation through here as well. We probably had a tornado on the ground briefly there that went unwarned. I'm looking at this. This looked like a pretty significant couplet right there. We may have had something touch down right around here between Ellsworth and Brookville. If you watch that velocity back, I wonder if there was anything on the CC there. We may have. This storm's getting violent out here to the northwest of Holland. Holland, anyone in and around Holland needs to be in shelter. Is there any? I mean, there's like 2 homes out here, but this thing is violent. And if we take a look, let me switch this screen and actually show you the outlook. Okay, this whole area is still enhanced. So if we take a look at the tornado threat, at least according to the SBC, this could long track. There's an unstable environment. Lots of instability out ahead of this. You can see the wind threat. SIG 2 goes way out ahead of this, almost out towards Topeka, Kansas. So there's quite a lot of instability out ahead of here. Take a look at our observations, real-time mesoscale analysis. Clearly lots of warm air. Dew points in the upper 70s, 76, 75, mid to upper 70s. Theta E, look at this, 366 to 364. Once like I've said, once you get to 350, at your 350 Theta E, you have a lot of energy in the air for thunderstorms to develop and thunderstorms to sustain, and there's a lot of sustaining power here out ahead of this kind of mini MCS that's pushing through central Kansas. So I do quickly actually want to look at as well enhanced echo tops. Oh my gosh, yeah, this thing is just these storms are reaching all the way up to the tropopause, top of the troposphere. Very, very powerful storms. They're still strengthening. Wow. Did we get an upgrade? Northwestern Nebraska, not much. 60 mile per hour observed winds. Southwestern Nebraska, still 60 mile per hour observed winds. This is torpause down here. This looks like a tornado that's actually rotating anticyclonic. This looks like an anticyclonic tornado to the north of Burlington, Colorado. Very interesting. Hopefully that stays north of the road. Look at this anticyclonic motion. This tornado is spinning the wrong way, guys. It's spinning clockwise. We're used to counterclockwise tornadoes, but sometimes wind shear decides it's going to spin the tornado the other way. We have an anticyclonic, at least anticyclonic, potentially funnel cloud here to the north of Burlington, Colorado. That's something you don't see every day. All right. Seems 52.26. Is Middletown, Ohio okay? Right now, you guys are just fine. Yeah, just fine. Why do I feel like I'm sitting so low? Where's my Connor's Climate Corner hat? Okay. How's everyone doing? With Storm, how bad with Central Minnesota hit Wednesday? I think I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I don't want to get ahead. We need to see what the models are showing us tomorrow. It could get if you take the Rufus at its word for Wednesday, it's going to be a high risk, absolutely insane day in Minnesota on Wednesday. If you take the HRRR at its word, you might not even see thunderstorms in Minnesota on Wednesday. So let's see if they agree tomorrow morning. If we get the model consensus, guys, this looks like a strong tornado.
Attention, a new destructive severe thunderstorm
This,
warning has been
I think this is, yeah, I think this is. There's your couplet. All right, we've got velocity showing up 80 plus miles per hour out here. 79, 82.
This flash flood warning has been
We've got what looks to be like a little bit of a CC drop, but I think that actually might just be that inflow here, that inflow region. Regardless, if this isn't on the ground, it could drop again. Holland needs to be in shelter immediately. Holland, anyone around Holland. This looks crazy. This looks wild. Yeah, that destructive thunderstorm, 100 mile. Oh my gosh. We now have 100 mile per hour radar indicated winds moving through Lindsborg out towards McPherson, Roxbury. You guys, everyone needs to take shelter out here. This is derecho type winds now. I don't know. They might label this. They might call this a derecho. We now have 190 mile per hour observed straight line winds. Moving out east.
new information.
All right, we need to talk about
Severe
both of these.
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
We need to talk about both of these. Give me 1 second. All right, everyone pay attention. Hold up. Okay. Automated weather stations in Salina recorded a wind gust exceeding 100 miles per hour. Yes. The severe thunderstorm was located near Gypsum. I don't know how to pronounce that. Moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. 90 to 100 mile per hour winds and $half size hail. You're in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged or destroyed. Homes and businesses will have substantial roof and window damage. Expect extensive tree damage and power outages. Locations impacted include Harrington, Hope, Woodbine, and Carlton. Please take shelter. And here we go.
Attention, a new radar indicated tornado warning.
Severe thunderstorm warning for McPherson County in central Kansas, northwestern Marion County in central Kansas, southern Saline County in central Kansas. A severe thunderstorm was located over Lindsborg, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. This is a destructive storm for southern Saline, McPherson, and northwestern Marion counties. 100 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. A 113. That's a Category 3. That's a Category 3 force gust, Category 3 hurricane force gust, was measured at the Salina Airport. A Category 3 hurricane force gust was measured at the Salina Airport. 113 miles per hour. That is literally Category 3 hurricane strength. That's wild. You know, for it to be a derecho, there's other features that it has to have other than really strong straight line winds. It has to last for a certain amount of time. It has to be it can't just be like a downburst, a localized downburst. It has to be over a broad area. This may, have they labeled this a derecho? I would say they have to. You're in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Expect considerable damage to homes and businesses. Expect extensive tree damage and power outages. Locations impacted include Salina, McPherson, Lindborg, Moundridge, Galva, Canton, Marquette, Asaria, Gypsum. Sorry if I'm pronouncing some of these wrong. Smullen, Lehigh, Tampa, Durham, Fallon, McPherson Airport, Roxbury, Bridgeport, Pilsen, and Marion Lake. Okay. 113 mile per hour gusts recorded at Salina Airport. Let me check something real quick. There are traffic cams out here. I wonder. Yeah, no image available. Not surprising. No image available. All the traffic cams are completely out.
This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Let's see has cams. No has cams. Insane. Jeez. Wow. That's right out ahead of the storm. That is crazy. I got to get permission to use their content. I'm trying. I just need someone to respond. That is crazy. Let me see if I can get any more. Let me actually check. This is wild. Give me a second. I want to see if I can get a camera out here. Give me a second. Can I use this?
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Can't see much there, though. Wow. Crazy. All right, let's keep talking about this. What's going on here? We've got more tornado warnings out here. So we've now got a 2.5-inch hail out here with the radar indicated tornado. The tornado would be right here. There's your couplet there. Oh my gosh. This could be a very, very, I mean, you don't see anything on the CC drop. There's also not much out here, but this is an intense couplet right here. And if this isn't a large tornado on the ground, it's an extremely strong downburst. I mean, we have 115 mile per hour winds showing up right here, indicating on the velocity radar. This isn't storm relative velocity. Let me actually go over to storm relative velocity and see what we're seeing. Oh my gosh. 134 mile per hour. Usually storm relative velocity is actually lower. 139 mile per hour winds showing up on the storm relative velocity. Gypsum, Carlton, Holland, Kip, everyone needs to be in shelter. This is insane. This is wild. 139? You got to be kidding me. Okay. This thing right here is wild. These chasers probably, I mean, shouldn't even get close to it. Shouldn't even mess with this thing. I'm going to put both of these back up so we can look at the velocity radar at the same time. Yeah, I'm going to watch. Everyone out here, we're talking about 100 to 115 mile per hour wind gust, derecho type winds. Again, McPherson out to Hillsborough, Lincolnville up towards Harrington, up towards Abilene, and then we may have a very, very strong tornado on the ground right here as well to the southwest of Abilene. Moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. Sometimes it's really hard to tell because when you have these derecho events too, this could just be a really, really like, because it actually is pretty broad rotation, but it could be a really, really big tornado. We don't have a CC drop. We don't have a clear CC drop, which makes it tough, but this is obviously a couplet here. It's not like a pure couplet because you can see that you don't have these colors kind of rubbing right up against each other. They're kind of split, which makes me think broad area of rotation. We could have a very large uncondensed tornado on the ground though. This was on the ground already, and you can see it looks like this definitely was a tornado on the ground, and it's wrapping into itself now. So I think we're probably just having extremely powerful downbursts on the ground moving through Holland. Gusts 110, 115 plus miles per hour, if that's not a strong tornado on the ground. So you treat it like it's a tornado anyways. It's tornado winds pushing, straight line winds pushing across the surface. Lud, I appreciate you. Mel, I appreciate you. Appreciate any follows, any subs, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Brandon, you're late. We have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, 100-mile-per-hour radar-indicated winds. Salina Airport recorded a wind gust of 113 miles per hour. I just read it. Where was it in here? Salina Airport recorded a wind gust of 113 miles per hour. A straight line wind gust of 113 miles per hour. So, pretty wild stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So everyone out here needs to be in shelter. Like if your city is showing up on my screen right now, like you should probably be in shelter. If you're anywhere out ahead of this.
Attention,
anywhere on that screen.
This flash flood warning has been updated.
If you're on that screen, if you're on my screen, you should be in shelter. Okay. I do like keeping an eye on the velocity just to see if we have another tornado try to. This is the area that's very, very, very concerning. Obviously, I would love to know what is going on the surface here. I mean, I don't even want to. I almost don't even want to look at what the winds indicated here are. 140 mile per hour. 140 mile per hour winds indicated here on the velocity. Let's take a look at storm relative velocity. 143, 146, and I don't think this whole area is 143, 146 mile per hour winds, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had some incredible wind gusts up there in here. One second, guys. It's just insane.
Attention, a new flash flood warning has been issued.
We're going to turn these off for a second. Guess I won't be late next time. I was running an hour of sleep until I took a nap with the little one. Yeah, those can be nice sometimes. Just to remind you guys, northwestern Nebraska, we do have some strong thunderstorms up here. 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds. A little bit of some localized rotation in here too. So south of Alliance, we could see a tornado try to touch down. Don't see one on the radar right now though. 60 mile per hour observed winds out here. Southwestern Nebraska, moving through Imperial, Grant. It's going to eventually push out towards North Platte, McCook, and Curtis. Broad area of rotation there. Nothing too much to worry about. We have been watching this one down here, 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds. Tore pause. And this is, we may have actually had, for a moment of time, a anticyclonic tornado on the ground out here. You can see the spinning anticyclonic clockwise. Very interesting. Out there in eastern central Colorado. And then here's all the chaos happening down here. I do want to quickly take a look at our storm over in Kentucky. Let's take a look at our storm over in Kentucky. This land tropical storm spinning here with our little eye. Strong winds out here. 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds. Tor pause. I think we could have winds stronger than 60 miles per hour out here. This thing is bowing again, so I'd probably make sure you're inside out here. You could get some power outages. I wonder if they've actually lost power in Hopkinsville. Let me see if I can pull up a Hazcam or anything out there on weather-wise. Traffic cam, Hazcam. Nope, nothing in Hopkinsville currently. Okay. All right, let's get back to our derecho, moving through central Kansas. This is extended now. 90 mile per hour, radar indicated winds, damage threat, destructive. Let's see how far out this has extended. A severe thunderstorm. We're going to get a severe thunderstorm. Or severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 8 miles northwest of Durham to near Canton to near McPherson, moving southeast at 45 miles per hour. These are destructive storms for Mountain Ridge, Hillsborough, Marion, Newton, Heston, and rural areas of McPherson, Marion, Harvey, Butler, and Sedgwick counties. 90 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Locations impacted include Newton, Park City, Valley Center, Heston, Hillsborough, Halstead, Marion, North Newton, Mound Ridge, Sedgwick, I think, Peabody, Whitewater, Florence, Ketchy, Gosel. I'm definitely butchering some of these names. Potwin, Walton, Elbing, Burns, and Cedar Point. Again, life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged or destroyed. Homes and businesses will have substantial roof and window damage. Expect extensive tree damage and power outages. That's not going to be to every single person in every single area that I just named, but there is going to be some significant straight line wind damage out ahead of this storm here. You can see now we have a actual gust front pushing out ahead of it too. This is bowing like crazy right now as well. Let's take a look at the velocity radar. Wow. This thing is intensifying. This is actually going further south than expected. Potentially violent tornadoes still on the ground up here to the north. To me, it looks like still a broad area of rotation and not a tornado on the ground, but it doesn't matter if it's a tornado on the ground or not. It's straight line winds that are tornado strength. So Carlton, Holland, everyone needs to be underground or in lowest level of your home. I'd say everyone out here, out ahead of this one too. Lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Get away from windows. Get in a storm shelter or get in a basement. If you're out ahead of this. Again, we're in central Kansas. We're now getting winds indicated over 100 miles per hour, pushing just to the east of McPherson. How big is McPherson? Is that a decent-sized town? Not too bad. Yeah, I'm not seeing a debris ball on the CC. On correlation coefficient currently. We've seen brief debris balls pop up, but not currently. But you can see where this is. Right here. This actually looks like it's right here. This guy's like in it. Can you see a tornado? I don't know. All right. Check Discord. Jeez. Yeah, but I don't know. I can't tell if that's a debris ball from that picture. It looks like radar distortion to me. It's too close. You would have to be zoomed out for me to tell if that's a debris ball, because you get those all over the place. I mean, like, you know, I could just go like this and call this a debris ball. If I took a picture right here, I could call that a debris ball, but I can't tell if that's actually a debris ball. I could call this a debris ball. I could call this a debris ball. So you should be able to see it when you're zoomed out like this. Nothing clear when we're zoomed out right now. What is clear is this bad boy's spinning right here. There's some distortion from the radar, and I think that's affecting our correlation coefficient. This whole area, it's going to be hard to see a debris ball in because of where the radar is located.
New information. This severe thunder.
Everyone out ahead of this, if your city, everyone out ahead of this, if your city is on my screen, you should probably be in shelter. We've got 100-mile-per-hour winds pushing out to the southeast at 45 miles per hour, and potentially large dangerous tornado on the ground up here just out to the west of Harrington, moving to the southeast towards Lincolnville, Kansas. Some of these pictures people are posting here. What was that from? Oh, New Jersey Saturday storms. Those last photos posted in the weather photos area of Discord are sick. If you guys want to join my Discord, don't forget it's Connor's Climate Corner. You can just add me. I'll make you part of the climate crew, or you can just click on any of my YouTube videos and click the link in the description. Lots of cool stuff in the Discord. All right. Just a reminder, destructive damage threat. This is, I'm going to label it at this point a derecho. I don't know if, let me actually go and see if they've, does anyone know? Can anyone confirm if it's been labeled derecho? Thanks, Brandon. Let's see here. Yeah, let's turn on storm reports. So, look at this storm report, guys. Look at this storm report. 113 mile per hour wind gust measured. 113 mile per hour. I shouldn't even be laughing. 113 mile per hour wind gust. That is wild. That's not funny. Crazy. Widespread 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gust through there. We've just got no reports out of here. I just think there's no reporters out there. Funnel cloud, funnel cloud, funnel cloud. We never got this observed. And I think that's just because it's just a very broad area of rotation. This thing looks like it's picking up speed. This bow echo. It's getting close out. It's getting close to Hillsborough now. This thing is moving. Starting to pick up speed for sure.
Thunderstorm warning has been updated.
One second, guys. Oops. Do that. There we go. What's unable to verify? Again, if you're out ahead of this, you should be in shelter, at least away from windows, bottom floor of your home. We've got 110, 100+ mile per hour wind gusts recorded through Salina. This thing is picking up speed and intensity right now. We could actually see. I'm watching this notch as well too to see if we get a tornado on the ground right into here. Just about trying to move just to the south of Tampa and Lincolnville. Did they extend this tornado warning up to the north? Are they extending this? We'll see.
Attention, a new flash flood warning has been issued.
Brutal winds right here. Moving to the southeast.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
All right. Still indicating 90 to 100 mile per hour winds on the velocity radar. So stay in shelter if you're out here. The storm seems to be pushing a little bit further south than expected, which might spare Topeka out to Kansas City later.
This severe
You guys might
thunderstorm warning has been updated.
You guys might miss out on the worst. I'm going to turn off storm reports for a second.
Attention, a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
They really need to clean up these warnings. This one was just labeled 90 mile per hour winds, inch and a quarter hail out here, out towards Harrington, Woodbine. So, 100 mile per hour winds extending
New
pretty far.
information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated. Attention, a new flash flood warning has been issued.
100 mile per hour winds extending, potentially with this thing, 50 miles from north to south. Dickinson, Marion, McPherson, Saline, in the surrounding areas. Those counties in the surrounding areas. Make sure you are in shelter right now. Topeka could miss out. This is tracking a little bit further south than it looked like it may earlier on in the day. You're probably still going to get some strong thunderstorms. It looks like the most significant severe thunderstorms may go south of you. It's interesting because if you take a look at where our wind outlook is and where our strongest winds are right now that are going to be pushing down here south, they're actually just starting to go south of that SIG 2. Right? Like our strongest winds currently are kind of located here and moving south in this direction, which is outside of our SIG 2. You guys can see on the right screen, our SIG 2 is right here. Oops. Our SIG 2 is right here. And our strongest winds are kind of moving like this currently, down to the southeast. So might miss the worst of it in Topeka. We'll see. Some other severe thunderstorms going on right now. Out towards Goodland, Kansas, Alliance, Nebraska. 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds, some small hail. 70 mile per hour observed winds now. Down here in southwestern Nebraska. Moving up towards North. Is that Platte? Guys, it's Platte, right? Moving up towards North Platte. 70 mile per hour observed winds in here. So starting to bow a little bit there as well. Get ready for that. Just some things to watch out for. Observed inch hail. And 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds moving towards Goodland, Kansas. Whew. Man.
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
Yeah, yeah, that could have been. Not really a tight couplet, but yeah, that could have been one, yeah. That could have been a tornado, yeah. How do you have that how do you have that? How does everyone get that, like, you see how you have that correlation coefficient border there and that velocity border? How do you have that? How the heck do you make that pop up? Why do I see everyone with that? One second, guys. Yeah, how do I use a volumetric tool? Oh, so yeah, I figured. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people have that. Yeah. Yeah, that probably was unwarned. I mean, that probably was. I mean, it's pretty small couplet. There were so many. There was a big issue with unwarned tornadoes. What was it? Time flies. Last night or the night before? Was that last night? All right, let's remind everyone what's going on. We have a derecho type event out here. 100 plus mile per hour wind gusts pushing to the southeast towards Newton, Peabody, Hillsborough, Lincolnville, Cottonwood Falls. Make sure you guys are in shelter.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning.
Like I said, this notch is worrying me too. We could get a tornado on the ground here. Could try to get something on the ground right here too, pushing out towards Lincolnville and Marion as well. But everyone out ahead of this storm here needs to be, aware that they have 100 plus mile per hour straight line winds potentially headed for their backyard. 2 nights ago, that's right, 2 nights ago. All right. Yeah. Yep. One of my most viral videos ever, and I actually ended up. It had 2 million views. 2.2 million views. I actually ended up taking it down, but I got really heated about the. I got really heated about the Somerset tornado because I was covering that years ago. Remember in Kentucky, that tornado that went straight through Somerset and then through London? I was covering it and I was like screaming at the screen because I was like, there's a violent EF2, EF3 tornado that's about to tear through Somerset. It looked like EF3 tornado was about to tear through Somerset. And it was like radar indicated tornado warning. And I was like, why isn't this a tornado emergency? And I was getting pissed. And I said, you know, people are about to lose their life. And then you know what happened in Somerset and London with that one. And then that video that clip ended up blowing up and got like 2.4 million. Across my channels, I think I got like 3.5 million views off of it. And it helped my channel, but then also like there was so much controversy around it because I was really upset at the National Weather Service for not clearly warning I mean, it was just so obvious that there was a massive wedge tornado that was about to go through Somerset and London. So they ended up just eventually taking it down. But yeah, I've been pretty upset in the past over non-warned tornadoes, but none more obvious than the Somerset and London tornado that should have been a tornado emergency about an hour, 45 minutes before it ever was labeled. That one upset me. All right. Still violent bow echo here, pushing out. Do we have any cams down here? Let me see. Jackie, I appreciate you. Hope everyone's having a good night. And if you're out here, I hope you're in shelter. Let's see if we get any cams out here. I don't think we have any, but let's check. There's a traffic cam out in Newton. Take a just cameras out here though. That's frustrating. No, there's actually a has cam in Wichita facing the sky. If this thing makes it all the way down towards Wichita, which it actually might at this rate, then we may actually get a good look at a good video, a good look at this thing.
Attention, this flash flood warning has been updated.
Let's turn off lightning here. 1 second, guys. Let me fix some stuff. Secondary towers. Why is lightning on? Off. This guy's in it. He has lost service. Okay.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Really intense hook. Yeah, right here. Yep. A little bit of a couplet here. You can see that inflow on the CC clearly. So we'll see if this actually produces. But Pilsen, Lincolnville, Marion, everyone out ahead of this should pretend there's a tornado on the ground because you've got 90 to 100 plus mile per hour wind gusts headed your direction. So you want to be taking shelter like there is a tornado on the ground when you have destructive winds like this. Wake me up when it gets to Kansas City. We might not even get anything up in Kansas City if this thing keeps diving south. Wow, this radar is so much nicer. What radar was I using down here? Let me look at this radar. This radar's cleaner. Let's take a look at the velocity on here. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see the couplet now to the south of Tampa. There's your inflow. Your notch. This thing is trying to put a tornado down right there to the east of Durham, Kansas. Look at that. Probably, this may be on the ground. It's close to being on the ground. West of Pilsen, east of Durham, Kansas.
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm warning has
Definitely a funnel cloud. Definitely a funnel cloud. Let's turn storm reports back on and see if anyone's reported it. Not yet. I still think this is crazy. 113 mile per hour wind gust recorded. Salina Regional Airport. 80 mile per hour winds now being recorded around New Gotland, just to the north of McPherson.
Attention, a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Getting strong winds again right here out to the east of Holland. He's in it. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Jeez, this thing is impressive. It looks like it's starting to intensify up here to the north, so I might take back what I said earlier. We're going to have to see. We could start getting a more solidified MCS up here, and we could start to see this bowing out to the east towards Topeka. We could see this thing kind of line up like this. We'll see. Quite intense. Yeah, you can see these winds now starting to intensify up here to the north. This area looked like it was falling apart. Look what's happening now. Just out to the west of Manhattan in Junction City, Kansas. We're getting another kind of bow echo forming to the north, just like we have this one down here to the south. Kind of got two set up now. And then you've got this violent rotation in the middle right here. So, I mean, there's not really a great place to be anywhere up and down this line. We're probably going to end up getting considerable damage, destructive damage threat, severe thunderstorm out here. That's going to include Junction City and Manhattan. I'm going to say within the next 5 minutes. Right up here, I think we're going to get a destructive damage threat, thunderstorm. I mean, we're now getting velocities recording over it. Just because you see that on the velocity radar doesn't mean that's what's on the ground, but 80 plus mile per hour velocity winds in here, 85. Let's look at storm relative velocity. Super res. Let's go reflectivity, and let's go into super. There we go. Storm relative velocity. Yeah, even in storm relative velocity, 78 mile per hour. So, intense winds up here. We'll probably get a destructive damage threat. And then let's check out down here. Still recording 100 plus mile. I mean, 100 plus mile per hour winds. Pushing through Hillsborough out towards Norton and Peabody and all the areas in between Marion, Heston. This isn't weakening quite yet. Yeah, it looks like it's speeding up. .45 miles per hour. I'm going to watch this up to the north real quick just because this is headed out towards Manhattan. Manhattan's a pretty decently big city, right? Let's watch this. Anyone out here in Manhattan, Kansas? On either YouTube or TikTok?
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
These dark blues you see and these bright reds, these dark blues and these bright reds and pinks, those are the very, very, those are the high velocity. These are high velocity winds. This is our velocity radar. So those represent areas with some very damaging potential winds. You can see the bright oranges, the bright blues and pinks. We go down here, we change the radar. You can see it happening down here as well. Typically, once you get these dark blues, the bright pinks, you're getting into 80, 90, 100 plus mile per hour winds, depending on how bright they get. I'm surprised we don't have an updated destructive severe thunderstorm warning up here towards Manhattan. I think we're going to get one.
Attention, a new special weather statement has been issued.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that we didn't get a
Attention, a new severe thunderstorm.
also surprised they didn't at least radar indicate this as a tornado warning, because it definitely was wrapping up there for a second. Surprising. Still trying to form a couplet here. They probably should have at least thrown a radar indicated on there at a minimum. You can see what this thing was looking like right here. Clear as day. Are we going to get an upgraded severe thunderstorm warning up here, or are we not? Do we have any more storm reports? 60, 60, 80 mile per hour winds. No storm reports up here to the north yet. We'll probably get them in soon. I'll turn these off for a second. Let's just go to one screen. Again, damaging wind here, damaging wind here. A little bit of a tornado threat out here to the southwest of Harrington, northwest of Lincolnville.
Attention, this flash flood warning has been updated. Attention, This flash flood warning has been updated.
Yeah, I saw that, Chaser, on WeatherWise. The one that was by the notch. Storm is falling apart up towards North Platte. Why are we getting... Oh, interesting. 6 mile per hour radar. There's a gust front forming out ahead of the storm. Are they expecting this to flow into like an outflow boundary? Is that why we have a severe thunderstorm warning down here, even though we have no thunderstorms? This outflow boundary looks like it's developing its own weather system. Let me actually take a look at the satellite. Let's take a look at the satellite. So you are going to have, you do still have this flow to the northwest and this flow to the southeast that are going to interact.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Let's take a look at the upper. Here we go. Upper level water vapor. So you have this west-southwestern flow that's going to interact with this thunderstorm here, and we could actually get some storms firing off to the south once we get that gust front interacting with this flow. Once we have these boundaries interacting.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
Did we get an upgrade? Okay, so they updated the severe thunderstorm warning, but they're keeping it at 70 miles per hour. So now you do have Manhattan, Alma, St. Mary's, Wamago. You guys, you're in there. 70 mile per hour radar indicated winds, 3/4 inch hail, considerable damage threat. Interesting. They're going to keep it at 70 miles per hour. We've obviously got winds pushing 90 miles per hour on the velocity, but you know the velocity is not always right, 89. So they're going to keep it at 70 mile per hour. We'll see. We'll see what happens up there. They've downgraded the severe thunderstorm warning down here to 80 mile per hour. Radar indicated wind, still a destructive damage threat from Newton down to Whitewater out to Cassaday, Matfield Green, Florence, Marion, Hillsborough, everyone in between.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
You know, usually I haven't been putting out videos on Tuesday. I figured out my schedule. It's video Monday, gym Tuesday, because I have to do everything in the morning because I have a job and kids. So it's like video Monday, gym Tuesday, video Wednesday, gym Thursday, video Friday. But like I 100% have to put out a video every day this week because we have what might end up being 3 moderates or 2 moderates and a high the next 3 days. Just a crazy, crazy severe weather for the next couple of days, starting up here in the northern plains and then pushing out east through the Midwest and potentially out towards the mid-Atlantic and New England. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 3 moderates. Or a high one of the next 3 days. So I've got to get up early and I've got to put out a video, but I still want to be able to work out. So I'm probably going to get up at like 4 a.m. tomorrow, so I probably shouldn't stay up too late tonight. I want this thing to start weakening so I can go to bed and not feel bad about it. Wamigo? Wamigo. Wamigo. Is it Wamigo or Wamigo? Like, is it Wamigo or... Okay, 1 is Wamigo. 2 is Wamigo. Is it 1 or 2? 1 is Wamigo. 2 is Wamigo. Wamigo. That makes sense. No whiny A. Got it. You don't need sleep. Yeah, Brandon, you're right. You're right. If I did go to sleep now, I would just have dreams of derechos. Wouldn't be a great sleep. 1. Someone had to just come in with 1. Guys, I thought the video I posted today was like almost 20 minutes long. And I actually took my time on it. We went over temperatures, rainfall forecasts, excessive rainfall and whatever, tropical outlook, tropical update, severe weather, risk zones, breakdowns. And I was like, this video is going to do good. I gave the people what they want. I think it got like 200 views. I don't know. I need to use scary. I need to use more scary language and more scary thumbnails. I'm just kidding. I would never. There's some words that I've decided moving forward. You guys have probably noticed a while ago. There's some words that I just like refuse to use in my thumbnail or in my titles. The word dangerous. I don't mind if people use it, whatever. Personally, I don't want to put dangerous in my title because like my whole goal isn't to scare people. But like dangerous, like wow, like those silly like. There's just a bunch of words that get people to click stuff that I just kind of refuse to put in my titles. My views are feeling it. My titles and thumbnails have become generic, like severe update, tropical update. Feels bad. I'm confident though. If I continue to put out quality content, the views will come, and then one day I can quit my 9 to 5 and not have to work 80 hours a week.
Attention.
All right, severe thunderstorm warning now is extended all the way out towards eastern Wichita, out through El Dorado, out towards Casa de Madison, Cottonwood Falls. So again, this is losing. I don't even like saying losing a little steam. Like, oh no, only 70-mile-per-hour straight line winds. It is losing a little steam, luckily, as it's heading out to the southeast, down towards Wichita, up towards Emporia. I do think this northern mode, though, could actually get going here and become the new southern mode. You can see this bow. We can look at this bow. Ooh, that is kicking forward. I think we're gonna get an upgraded warning up here to the north. Look at this. Just look at this field of wind here. Crank up. Watch this. Look at that. I think we're gonna get an upgrade here to a destructive damage threat severe thunderstorm warning for Manhattan, Alma, and same areas, but we'll see. And Wamigo. We'll see. Decent storm headed towards Russellville, Kentucky right now. Alliance, I wouldn't be surprised if Alliance, Nebraska, I wouldn't be surprised if you're dealing with some flash flooding. Those storms were moving slowly over you. North Platte, strong storms about to head through you guys, Nebraska. See, the structure is starting to kind of expand a little bit. Topeka, you'll probably feel this later. Let's take a look at the latest HRRR. O2Z. Updraft helicity. Thinking Kansas City is going to see this storm roll through at around 2 a.m. Ottawa and Lawrence potentially around 1 a.m. Manhattan around midnight Central Time. So that's what the latest HRRR is thinking. I think it's going to move through Manhattan before midnight. I think the HRRR, and the fact that it's going to move through Manhattan before midnight, I'd move up your times that I just told you guys for Kansas City, Ottawa, Lawrence, and Topeka. Move it up 30 minutes to an hour. Because this is already about to move through Manhattan, and it is not 12 Central. It is 10:30 Central. Elkton, Kentucky. Look at that rotation in there. Yeah, I mean, there's rotation in here. I don't see anything that's yelling the tornado, but... It is a crappy radar, though. A little bit of a radar hole in here, potentially. Yeah, you can kind of see this is wrapping up. Funnel cloud for sure, moving over Elkton. I don't know about tornado. All right, hopefully that keeps falling apart. I do think this is going to become, this is going to start to take over as the more significant area.
A new considerable severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Interesting. They keep spreading this down here, but there's just not much happening down here.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
The gust front is about to push right through here to the west of Wichita. Wichita, you're going to get these strong winds moving through. We'll see if you actually get some torrential downpours or hail. All right, I really should go to bed. I want to wake up early and talk about the insanity, which is the next 3 days of enhanced, probably going to go moderate, enhanced, probably going to go moderate or high, enhanced, probably going to go moderate, and then we're probably going to have severe threats out here Friday and Saturday. It's going to be probably a longer video. Then I got a long day, probably. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow night. I don't think I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow night, but I will plan on live streaming Wednesday. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. I want to get on for at least a little bit tomorrow. We'll see what I can do.
New information. This severe
But I want to get out a video for you
thunderstorm
guys
warning has been updated.
tomorrow. There's just so much to talk about. It's such a crazy look. Wild look tomorrow. Or the next 3 days. I appreciate you guys. Everyone have a good night. I appreciate anyone just being in here, viewing, helping the algorithm. Anyone who gifted, subbed, followed. Appreciate you guys, of course. Everyone have a great night. Stay safe. If you're out here in Kansas, your tornado threat starts to drop off decently as we get out here towards Topeka, towards Kansas City, towards Emporia, Ottawa. But that straight line wind threat is going to be there throughout the night, throughout 2, 3 in the morning. So keep your alerts on. You guys should be safe.